Hi everybody, welcome to Monday night's live card making evening. Thanks so much to everyone who is joining me tonight. It's been a long day, I've been out here all day and it's been the first time in what feels like ages. It's been really nice. I've made lots of progress on my classes, on some inspiration tables I'm doing, and I've actually managed to get all of my online shopping code presents and gifts out today, so really good day. I hope you've all had a lovely weekend. The weekend flew by here. Can't remember what we did, so it must have been really exciting. I know we saw some friends and some family, which was really nice. So tonight I thought I would do a little bit of card making with you all, and I'm going to use something new from the mini catalogue. It's quite popular, I've seen it used quite a bit, and I'm going to try and share a little bit of my own inspiration with it. So watch along, add your comments if you want to, ask any questions. I'll try and keep up. I'm sure we'll chat about all sorts as well, and just remember, anything that I'm using in these videos can be purchased from my online store. You can find that at staceymarsh.co.uk, and don't forget to enter the online shopping code for February and you'll receive a free gift and card kit from me in the post in March. So let's get cracking and we'll see where the evening takes us. Okay, let's just angle this so you can see what I can see. And we will see what happens. So let's just double check that this is all working. Right, okay. Great, so you can see my desk, which is really nice. And I've just lost my comments for you all, so let's go back to that. You can see a few people have joined. Hi Alison, hi Margaret, and hi Sophie. Thanks for joining me tonight. So tonight I thought I would share a little bit of love with it's called the Regency Park Suite. You'll find it on page 30, 31 and 32. And in this suite, it's a massive suite of products. You've got 2 stamp sets. One comes with a punch, one comes with a set of dies. You've got an embossing folder. You've got some shimmer paper, some Night of Navy ribbon, some adhesive backed milky dots, and some paper. Some nice inspiration there on the left hand side, and here we have the stamp sets in a little bit more detail. The first one I'm going to use tonight is Petal Park. Petal Park is a photopolymer stamp set, and it comes with a punch, and it is a 2-step style stamp set. That's a mouthful. Stamp set on its own is 22, the punch is 18, but if you purchase them together they're 36. And over here we have the Sentimental Park bundle. I'm not really going to focus on that too much. I'm going to share the love of the Petal Park bundle, although this is really pretty. You may have seen I shared this card on my blog earlier. This has actually been created using the Sentimental Park stamp set and dies. So just to give you a little bit of a look of what that looks like. And it's a really simple card design. I really love these sentiments in this stamp set. They're great for layering up your words and creating sort of background looks as well. So I'll pop that to one side and I will show you the products in a bit more detail. So these are the adhesive backed milky dots, and these come in, I think they are colour wise, I want to say Fresh Freesia, Night of Navy and Pale Papaya. So really nice. You get 2 sizes. You've got a large size and then you've got a smaller size, and they are adhesive backed as well, which is always nice. This is the punch that goes with the stamp set, and this is the stamp set. So here you have some outline images, this one here and this one here, and then this one is the infill image. So this is your second part of your 2-step stamping. So you're going to stamp the outline first, then the inside, and you can do that for the leaves, these larger pieces here, the large flowers, and then these smaller flowers and leaves as well. And then the punch will punch out our trio of flowers and our leaf. So lots of options there. I've also picked up some other things to add in. I've got the gingham embossing folder. I didn't order the embossing folder that went with this. I don't know why, and now I really regret it. So I'm going to use the gingham embossing folder. And then I've got a couple of dies. I've got dots and spots, because who doesn't love a dots and spots die? And I've got beautiful shapes dies. I'm really intrigued by the hexagon in that. And then just to share with you the papers in a little bit more detail. The papers are 6x6 in size. The colours in here, we have Balmy Blue, Mango Melody, Night of Navy, Petal Pink, Shaded Spruce and Sweet Sorbet. So a real selection of bright and subtle colours. You've got sort of generic patterns on one side, and then you've got the flowers on the other side. So I'll just talk you through this. I've used some of this already. So you've got some nice vibrant patterns. I love this dot. Some more flowers, more dots, anything with a dot on and I'm there. We've got flowers pretending to be dots, which is there anything better in life? I think this is like a Christmassy sort of pattern, like a snow scene, but we can use it for any occasion. Red and green and white flowers, that looks almost like a blossom style flower. And we've got petal pink pattern there. I love this one. This one's really, really pretty. More stripes. Gotta love a stripe. Really big, vibrant flowers. Almost sort of 60s look there. And a bit of a texture style pattern. You've got a balmy blue version of that petal pink one that we had a minute ago. And then on the back, you've got a green and yellow style flower. You've got more little flowers there. And a bit of a bigger pattern on that side. Another texture piece. This one is Mango Melody, and this is my favourite pattern in the whole catalogue, in the whole pack of DSP. I believe you can use the punch on this one, although this is where I'm going to try it and we'll see if it works. Yeah, look, you can use... Once you get your angling right, that would basically punch out that flower and that flower. I may try that shortly. And then we have some petal pink patterns as well. So those are the papers, but I'm going to start us off tonight with a little bit of simple stamping and really show you how this stamp set works. So I've got some white card. We're going to start very, very simple. White card. And let's have a quick little catch up in the comments, shall we? Oh, hi to you, Sue. You're having breakfast. How lovely. I hope you're having a really nice trip so far. Alison says she played at the weekend with this set and didn't realise the flowers were in the fields. That's okay. It took me a moment to realise. Right, so I'm going to cut me just a layer of 9.5 centimetres wide by 13.9 centimetres long, and let's have two pieces that are that size. Okay, now this stamp set would work really, really well with the stamping platform, the Stamparatus, but I'm not going to use that. I'm going to use it as it is here. So first of all, I'm going to start with my outline image. If I can get it off the sheet. And we want a really big block for this. I'm just going to pop that down and then pick it up like that. Right, so let's go for... Let's go for a cross there like that. And I'm going to stamp, I think, let's go Night of Navy, shall we? If I can get my Night of Navy stamp pad out. Yeah, here we go. So this is the first time this stamp is being inked. And I'm just putting it on the diagonal ever so slightly. Give that a nice press, like so. So it's really, really delicate actually. The lines around the edges, they're not too thick, and I really like that look. Close my ink pad before we get in a bit of a mess. And then we have our next set. So Alison, this is the infill stamp. And these are the leaves, okay? So I'm just going to put that there and then pick it up. Right, let's work out how this is going to go. Okay, so that's going to sit about there like so. And I'm going to stamp this in a really nice, let's go fresh freesia, shall we? Gotta love a bit of fresh freesia. Ah, Amanda, first time seeing me live. Thank you for joining me. We're just making a simple card design to start us off. Okay, so I've lined that up. I think it's about straight, but we'll find out in a second. Not bad. Not bad at all. I've just realised they're leaves that I've coloured purple, so not exactly traditional colours, but hey ho, we're not about tradition here. Now let's stamp this next one. So this one here is our flowers. Now on here, just going to sort of work out how to do this. We could put that in there like so, and our flowers would go between. Now I'm not quite sure what this is meant to look like, so let's just have a little look back in our book, shall we? I always use my book as my sort of point of reference. Do we have any more designs here? So here they've used it with that at the bottom and that there. So let's do a little bit of stamping on some plain white, and we're going to mount these up, okay? So I'm going to go with my Night of Navy again for my outline, and we want this, we want our punch to work, so let's stamp it like so with our little flower at the top. Okay. And then I'm going to grab a balmy blue, which is in my class box behind me. And now I want the last trio of flowers. Now my balmy blue ink pad needs re-inking, as I discovered earlier on today. So let's line this one up as well. And stamp. Perfect, look at that. That looks good, doesn't it? Now we can take our punch and we can line that up and we can pop them out. Woohoo, look at this. So now we can bring our flowers in and we can just line them up as we want them to be on here. Now I'm going to do a little bit of curling of these because they're quite flat. Just run my lid of my glue around, and what that does is that gives us a really nice curve to our flowers. So it's not fancy, it's just using what I've got to hand. Lovely, let's put those on. if I can get any ink. I had an absolute disaster this morning, or I thought I was going to have a disaster. So I'd planned my whole day today around getting everything ready in my craft room. I've got a big retreat coming up soon, and I knew I had lots to do. I picked up the glue and thought, oh, it's running low, that's okay, I'll grab another one out of my stash. No spare glue. Thinking, oh no, what am I going to do? Didn't really want to have to go out. And then UPS knocked on the door with my next delivery. And just like that, I had more glue. So thank goodness for Mr. UPS. So we've got our background now. We've got our flowers on. And I am going to add this to a card base. Let's use a navy card base, shall we? Gotta love some navy. Navy is a really nice colour to use instead of black. And we've got 14.9. That a nice crease. We can put that on our card like that. Now my favourite thing to add to my cards is a little doodle line. Okay, so my little doodle line, I'm going to use just a black fine liner. I just picked these up the other day in a stationery shop, and this is just going to lift our design off the page a little bit. Okay. Like so. I think that's just lifted it without taking any of the detail away. So now we want a sentiment. Now there are no sentiments in this stamp set. We need to use another stamp set. So I am going to use the Sentimental Park stamp set. I know I said I wasn't going to use this, but I forgot about my sentiments. So let's go for, shall we just go for something very simple? I'm going to grab some card. Okay, so to bring our three colours together, I've got here a bit of fresh freesia card. And let's add in happy birthday. Let's keep it nice and simple. Happy birthday, there you are. These are really little sentiments, but they're really, really effective. And what I like is it's just a very traditional font. There's nothing overly fancy about it. It's just very straightforward. I'm going to stamp this in navy as well. Happy birthday. And then just trim this out. I'm trimming this down. It's probably about 1 centimetre or just under 1 centimetre. So I've got happy birthday. I'm going to slot just in there. And then here, let's add dear friend. Now with these long sentiments, if you add them in, you can sometimes curve them slightly. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop that down on my grid paper and then just pick it up with my stamp set. It's just a way of making sure that it's picked up as it's meant to be. So now I've got my fresh freesia ink again. And I'm going to stamp dear friend here. Happy birthday, dear friend. do let me know what you think. I'm just going to add me a couple of little gems to this, because why not? I'm going to add a couple of these little blue ones to the insides of our flowers. There you are. It's just giving it a little bit of shine there. And then we need to put something on the inside. So on the inside, we're going to put this in here, but we're going to add a little bit of stamping detail, because why not? You can never have enough stamping. So let's stamp a little bit of this. About there. You want a little bit of this. The navy base adds a touch of elegance. I think so as well. It's definitely one of those colours that it just is an elegant colour, isn't it? So now let's line this up again. And then we want a little flower. Really like these three colours that I've chosen, just randomly. And then here, let's put "You Are Amazing." You are amazing. Here we go. Another little block somewhere. Here we go. And I'm going to stamp this in purple as well. Even that would be a really nice card front just on its own. And then to keep in with the same as we've got going on the outside, we'll add a little line. Just along here. And then we can stick this inside our card. And there we go. That is our first card, all made this evening. Let me know what you think in the comments. And that's just a very, very simple stamping idea, like so. Okay, so let's make another card for you, and I'm going to add in a few more products now, those ones that I said I had on my desk at the beginning of the live. So I'm going to stick with the same colour theme because it's clearly working very well for us. And I've got my navy card base. So I'm going to cut down, sorry, not cut down, I'm going to score at 14.9. You would never have thought to have put the inside sentiment on the bottom. I like it. I quite often will do that with my little line. It's a nice little technique, and I just think that line just breaks it up a little bit. So on here there is no line, and it's lovely. It works, and I'm very pleased with it. But yeah, I do like it with the line. So we've got our Night of Navy card base. I want another little strip of white here. So I'm going to go for the same measurement. I'm going to go for 13.9 was my measurement, my length. Oh, let's score. And I want 9.5 wide. Okay. Now I pulled out earlier my lovely dots and spots die, but I don't think I'm going to use that. One, because it creates a lot of mess, and two, I'm going to use some DSP in this one. Now I saw this sort of style earlier on when I was flicking through Pinterest, and I'm going to go for it. So we're going to cut out our hexagon from our card front. So I'm going to pop that in the middle like so, and I'm going to run that through my die machine, which I have just over here. So I have that, and then I wanted an embossing folder, didn't I had here. So this is a gingham embossing folder. I'm going to pop it in there like so, and run that through my machine. This is always my favourite bit of embossing. Open it up and you've got a lovely embossed piece of card. Now this is one of those embossing folders where there's no right or wrong way. It looks lovely no matter how you use it. So that is my embossed way, where the squares in it are raised, but I also quite like the debossed way. Oh, now decisions. Which one shall I use? I don't really think it matters. So I've got this here. And let's use some of that lovely DSP now. And we just want to layer it. Oh, that's nice, isn't it? So let's have a little practice. What we think, what we like, what we don't like. That pink is quite nice. Or do we go? I do quite like that blue. Let's do the yellow. I think definitely the yellow. Do I have a piece of that that I've already cut? I thought I had. Maybe I haven't. So I just want a little bit of this. And I'm going to cut that just a 7 centimetre square. Now this is non-directional paper, which is always nice because you don't then have to worry about using it up the right way or getting it straight. I'm going to add a little bit of glue to each corner. Don't put my glue in my drink. So that can then sit on there. I feel like it needs a little layer around the edge of it on this one. So what other colour are we going to be using? Let's use balmy blue. I use balmy blue a hell of a lot actually, more than it wouldn't be a colour that I would say is my favourite, but I do really enjoy using it. So we've got 13.9, I'm going to take this up by 3 millimetres, so I've got 14.2. Turn it round and I want 9.8. Okay, that's good. That's just changed it completely for me. Better, much better. So just adding that little thin line just changes the look and elevates it a little bit. Perfect. Okay, so we've got our card on the way now, and now we want to do a little bit of stamping. So let's stamp a bit of this and a bit of that. Got the outline of the flowers here. I'm just going to stamp that as one. Now I'm not going to colour that in. I'm going to leave that as it is. And we want some flowers. Now with these flowers, what colour flowers do we want? We should really have sort of yellowy flowers, shouldn't we? Just thinking out loud. Let's stamp the outline of the flower, shall we? Where are they? And we want the little flower at the top so the punch works nicely. Now this is where we've got that nice sort of line drawn effect. And then here, this is where our snips come in, because we're going to do a little bit of fussy cutting. Just a little bit, not much. Just following it round. Can't talk and cut at the same time for some reason at the moment. I've been full of cold this last sort of week and a half, which is why I haven't done any live videos. But it's nice to be back with you all tonight. So has anyone bought this bundle and is using it a lot already? Let me know in the comments. I'm not sure what to do with these leaves yet, so this is why I'm just, I think I might colour them with my blends or my watercolour pencils. That, and I've got that, and then I've got this little section. Or do I leave them as just line art? I'm not quite sure. Your bundle is arriving tomorrow, says Shaz. It's exciting. Did you buy the papers as well, Shaz, or just the stamps? Oh, you're on a retreat in 5 weeks. It may feature there. Surprises are nice. So we've got some flowers and we've got some leaves now. I'm going to add a little bit of colour to our flowers, and I'm going to leave my leaves sort of line drawn, and I'm going to colour, what have we got here? This pink would be quite nice. It's quite subtle. This is SU 100. I'm just adding a little bit of colour here, and it's really faint actually. And the reason I'm being quite light with my colouring, you can barely see that, is because I've not used a Memento ink pad, so we don't want the colour to spread too much. So I've given that a little base colour just to take out the white. You hate fussy cutting, Diana. Definitely a bit like Marmite is fussy cutting. So now let's get my pencils. Ignore the state of the ends of my pencils because I need to give them a good clean. They got put in with all the pencil sharpenings at a class that I did recently, and it didn't end well. Okay, so now I'm just going to use my colouring pencil to just give them a little bit more colour and detail. I'm just using a bit of cherry cobbler now, and then if I bring my blend back in, it will just blend out those pencil lines. So this is something that I'm learning to do a bit more, and that is using my pencils and my pens together. Now these look lovely actually. So now we've got some Flirty Flamingo. And the trick with your colouring pencils when you're using them is to make sure they're nice and sharp. You want a really nice sharp nib to be working with. Okay. A bit of cherry cobbler in around the centre. Watching in between bingo games. I blame you for introducing us to bingo. Gotta love a bit of bingo. It's addictive. I'm going to colour my centre in as well. There we go. So look at that detail. That's really, really nice. I really like that. And then bring in my pen again. And just use that on the edges to just blend in those pencil lines. Oh, this is coming together quite nicely, ladies. I'm pleased with this. Hi, Glenda. All the way from Australia. Lovely to have you with us. Doing a little bit of stamping, a little bit of colouring. And we're on to card number 2 of the evening already. Okay, so those are my 3 flowers. Now we've got those lovely leaves. Just going to add in a bit more of this here. And colour that centre bit red. Brilliant. Okay, so we're going to do what we did before in the first card, and we're going to shape these flowers. And I'm shaping them by just popping the flower in the palm of my hand and running the glue lid around to curl it a little bit. Didn't actually see this card taking me here with colouring, but sometimes our creativity goes in directions we wouldn't predict, and that's okay. So let's pop that in there, and then this one, our little leaf, I'm going to slide that in there. Love it, love it, love it, love it. And then let's put this little one down here. Now we can either slide that in there, I think that's quite nice actually. Cut that a little bit because that's a bit big. Oh, look at that, girls. Look at that, girls and boys. Okay, so let's put our little pencils away, and then we need to think about our sentiments. So just for those of you that have joined, this was our first card, and we're on to our second card now. Now, our sentiment. We need to have a little sentiment. And I'm thinking of sticking with the same sort of design there. Let's just have a look at what I think. So in here we have let's celebrate. Let's have let's celebrate, and I feel like, colour should we do this in? I feel like this needs to be on sort of a pinky coloured card. So I've got a pinky coloured card here, and if we stamp this in navy, let's see what that looks like. Pretty cards, thank you, Glenda. Let's cut around this, shall we? Got a feeling I prefer it as a banner though. Let's see. Well, I don't hate it actually. Right, let's try and cut this out then without cutting our fingers off. Following it round. No, I do think I prefer it as a banner. Yep. Back to drawing board. Let's cut this down. So let's go for a 1.5 centimetre width. So you have to try these things sometimes to know that you don't like them, or to know that you do like them. And whatever you decide, it's okay, because there is no right or wrong in card making. And let's put that about there. So one thing I've not actually used on here is dimensionals. I usually use dimensionals on absolutely everything, but I haven't done that on this card. Now, do we have enough? I think this is going to be too much if we put this U there. It could work, it could work. Let's have a go. Or maybe I just need to stop. I'm going to stamp this in Balmy Blue and see what we think. Been going for nearly an hour. No, I don't like it. I'm going to leave it with Let's Celebrate there. Now let's do our piece for inside. So I've got 9.8 was our measurement, and I want 14.2 here. So that's one, and then we want a piece of white as well. So this measurement is 9.5 by 13.9. So let's stick this one in first. And then this one. Shall we do a bit of stamping on the inside? I think so. Can't not do some stamping, can we? Let's stamp it this side. Where's my other piece of grit paper? Nice, nice, nice. And then I want a flower. Which is here. Pop out the flowers. And then this is the one we're going to colour. Margaret's Wit. Both cards are lovely, makes me want to get the stamp set. I do think it's one of those ones that it's lovely in the catalogue, but to have a play with it just brings it to life that little bit more. Now what to do with my colouring pencils? Here we go. So this stamp set is the feature of my... my right pencils of my, sorry, not the stamp set, the papers are the feature in my February scrapbook class. So for those of you that like to scrapbook and journal your photos, I run a monthly scrapbook workshop. It's new, it's only been running for the past few months. But it's a great way to use some different products. You get a little sample of the papers, and there's the option to add in extra product to get the class for cheaper. So that is using this particular bundle of products in February. There's an option to join in person with me here in Kent, or you can join or you can do it from the comfort of your own home, as I send out postal kits and instructions that you can follow along at home. Don't have to join on a specific day, so it really is up to you. So booking for that closes tomorrow, and you can find information from that on my website, which is staceymarsh.co.uk. if you're interested. It's open to anybody, so if you're a Stampin' Up demonstrator, you can still join in if you want to. And that's it for tonight, guys. I have made my 2 cards like I like to do. So we've got our first card, which is just really, really simple stamping. It's got 1 layer of card, and I've raised these flowers here. We've used the Petal stamp set and the punch, and we've added in a little bit of coloured stamping there to bring the colour of our flowers and our card base into our sentiment area. Inside you've got a little bit more detail, you've got a nice sentiment along the bottom, and then that same stamping colours there for the flowers. And then our second card, I've kind of done a little bit more on this card. We've got a bit of embossing in our background, we've got a really vibrant focal area in the middle, I've got some plain line stamped flowers, and then I've added colour to my flowers using blends and watercolour pencils, but with no water. Finishing off with a little sentiment there and a bit of stamping inside. So that's it for me tonight, guys. Thank you so much for watching and joining in. It's been lovely to chat along with you and be creative on Monday evening. As I mentioned at the start, if anyone wanted to purchase any of these products, they're all available to purchase from my online store, which is staceymarsh.co.uk. Throughout the month of February, we're running the celebration promotion. So when you spend £45 or €60, you can choose free items to add in with your order. And that finishes at the end of February. When you do spend £45 or more in my online store, you will get a free card kit for my February card class, which is using the Rain or Shine bundle of products. If you wanted any more information, please send me a message or leave me a comment, or you can find out more information on my website, which is staceymarsh.co.uk. So that's it from me tonight, guys. Have a lovely, lovely week. I won't be doing my normal live on Wednesday on YouTube. I have a governor's meeting to attend to, and I won't be home in time. So I will see you same time next week, here 8 o'clock on Monday the 13th of February. So have a great week, and I will speak to you all very soon. Bye for now.